We got 3 tips to help you guys become better free throw shooters. Make sure you guys focus on each one of these. It's really gonna help with consistency and confidence when you guys get to the line come game time. Let's take a peek at what those 3 helpful tips to become a better free throw shooter are for you guys. The first tip that I want you guys to do is make sure that we locate the nail. So in the middle of every free throw line, there's gonna be a nail that indicates the middle of the court. This middle of the court is a great, it's a proper tool to align our frame or align our shooting arm to the rim. Now for me as a lefty, what I do is I step up to that line and I keep my left foot about 2 inches to the left of the nail, so that way I can locate my shooting shoulder right over that midline. So now when I go into my shot, everything when I release is going to be right down the middle of the target, not misaligned. And it stays super consistent, so that way we don't run the fear of shooting a free throw from different spots on the court. The second tip that we're going to use is make sure we get into a consistent routine. So every time you step up to the line, do the same thing over and over again. Don't deviate from this. The second that we deviate and do something different, that's going to throw off our rhythm and timing to get into the shot. Free throws are supposed to be the most consistent shot that we have, so give yourself the opportunity to step up to the line and go through a consistent routine. For me, I locate that nail, put my left foot 2 inches away, I step up into it, I take 3 dribbles with my left hand. Once I take those 3 dribbles, I spin the ball in that left just to get a feel for the basketball. I take 2 bounces, and on that second bounce, I get into that hip-loaded position, I go up and get into my shot. Okay, finishing nice and high with the elbow and down the middle of the rim. It does not deviate. I do the same thing every series. And I want you guys to pick your routine so that way you guys can get as consistent as possible from this line. Third tip in order to become consistent and confident free throw shooter is to make sure that you have a hip load. So for me, when I get into my routine, I make sure to have 2 bounces. And on that second bounce, that's when I load my hips and I prep that ball in my shooting pocket. So that way, as soon as I go into my extension, I have that power driving from my hips. You see a lot of very poor free throw shooters step to the line, and what they'll do is they'll just try to guide the ball to the hoop and shoot the ball with their hands. Especially big, they have this really bad habit of doing so. We want to make sure that we drive that power, get that power from those hips. So we want to establish a hip load. We just drop those hips a few inches, so that way by the time we get into that extension, we can pop, create that, or have that momentum, create the power for our shot.